Welcome to this episode of Ask the Guitar Coach, the only podcast where you get answers to all your guitar-related questions. If you're interested in developing your guitar skills and reaching your music goals, please send me an email at the email address ioannis@ioannis.org. That is ioannis@ioannis.org, so that I can let you know about all the different packages of elite guitar coaching and how you can get private coaching by me. Without further ado, let's go to our question for the day. Is playing skill measured by how long you've been playing? So here's a really good question, something that we have not answered before. Is the time that you've been playing a good measure of the skill you have achieved? And the answer is a resounding no, it's not. And there are several reasons for that, but the most important thing is that time is only one of the elements that we need. So if everything else is in order and guitar players are doing the same thing, two guitar players are doing the same things, then the one who's been doing them for longer will probably be better. But this is very rarely the case because there are several other attributes to the whole situation, or at least to this equation, let's say. So let's examine it. So here's a fun story from my, let's say, youth. When I first started playing guitar and I was playing for a few months, my parents were going to introduce me to one of their friends who played guitar for several years. Now, this guy was not a guitar player, but he played like guitar songs, just some regular country songs and some Greek songs and some different kinds of songs, just strumming them on the guitar. So I was very excited to meet him because I thought I would learn a lot of things that I didn't know, because at the time I was only playing for 6 months. Now, he showed up and he started playing, and it was immediately clear to me that my playing was better. And however, he had been playing for 20 years. Now, this was not because he was like non-talented or anything like that, but it was because he learned some things in the first 3 months of his playing, and then he kept repeating them and just becoming better at those simple things, the things that he learned for the first 3 months, just kept repeating them for 19 months and for 19 years and like 9 months. So when I met him and he was playing for 20 years, what he was basically playing, he was playing really well the stuff that he learned during the first 3 months. So this was very strange to me at the time. Remember, I was very young, so I had no idea how these things work, with how coaching worked and how you develop your playing. But it's a very common misunderstanding that if someone is playing for more years, then he must be better. And this is definitely not a rule of thumb. So if it's not just the time that makes the difference, what does make the difference? Well, first of all, is your focus and your quality of effort. If you're just mindlessly repeating the same things over and over, especially while watching YouTube videos or watching Netflix, this is really the lowest denomination of like focus and effort. This is the worst you can do. Like, okay, obviously the worst would be not playing at all, but just the next step would be just playing without any focus. And then it's obviously if you have someone who is coaching you or not. So how do you get your materials? Is there anybody who looks critically at your playing and listens critically to your playing and then tells you, okay, this is the next thing you need to practice? Is there someone like that? Someone who is knowledgeable? Or are you just, randomly choosing materials and things to play and to practice and to find out? Next thing, are you working towards a goal? Do you have a specific goal, whether it's to play like a specific guitar player or to learn some specific songs? Even that would be a good idea. Or to record your own EP, your own CD, or even just one of your own songs. Maybe it would be to get to play in a competition. So these things would be much more important and to propelling you towards the right direction than just time randomly passes by. Finally, do you have a specific practice schedule where the practice schedule is based, and this is very important, we'll probably make a full video on that part alone. Your practice schedule, is it based on the things you can already do? So when you practice, what you're actually doing is you're playing the stuff that you can already do well, so you feel good about yourself? Or is it based on getting better on the things you cannot do well, so that you get even better? So most people, honestly, the vast majority of guitar players that I know, they will choose option number one. They will play things that they can already do kind of well, so that they feel good about themselves. Very few people with very good learning mentality will do the option number two, which is to play things that they cannot do well, so that they get better at them. Now, all these elements that I just mentioned are very important into actually making use of the time that you're playing and practicing guitar. So if you have all these things in place, then definitely the time that goes by will make you a better player. But if you don't have these things in place, time that goes by will not actually make you a better player, and it's going to be just time that goes by whether you play guitar or whether you don't. So there you have it. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you on the very next episode of Ask the Guitar Coach. Until then, keep sending me your questions and I'll do my best to answer them in an upcoming episode. Bye bye.